All right. Unscheduled live it is. Just doing a little session tonight, guys. Wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I was just going to do a placeholder for the live. Don't have a camera mount. Let me see if I can find that right now, because that would be useful. Okay, I guess. I've been through this so many times doing the 30 for 30 thing. It's kind of crazy, but let me go ahead and lock that down. Lock this down, and then give you guys a couple updates. I don't expect anybody to pop in live, but let's go this way, and then this way. Well, there are a couple live viewers. How's it going, Chet? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Jay the Barber got a couple questions. Okay. Wasn't planning on doing that tonight, but I'll do it. What you got? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. Just doing some sauna testing and getting some sessions in for myself. Little post holiday cleanse. Definitely overindulged. Hope you guys are doing well. Good to see the familiar faces. Doing a little VOC testing today in various saunas. I just hopped in a really high VOC sauna. Wanted to bring this particular meter in here and do a test immediately, but I will continue to, let's see, live chat. Jay the Barber, I'll answer your questions until the phone overheats. I would guess we've got about 14 minutes. But how's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good holiday. How you doing, Chet? Good to see you. Who else popped in here? Say hello. Can't see who you are. I'm on the phone today. No computer, no live stream. Just accidentally hit go live now instead of go live later. Happy New Year to you, Jay. How often would you recommend doing a Steam Sauna session a week? Well, it's not much different than anything else. As many times as you can. Like 3 to 4 would be good. 5 would be amazing. But, 3 or more would be excellent, as long as you don't have any issues. If you have health troubles, you're not very heat tolerant, you might want to take it easy. We've done a lot of 30 for 30 videos where people, Happy New Year, Philippe, or Felipe? How do we say it? I won't try to butcher your last name. How are you? Good to see you. But Jay, if you're, hey Ron, how are you? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Doing good. Been sauning every day since November 3rd. We started it. Awesome. That's good for you, man. How are you feeling? You feeling any different? Do you like it? Do you miss it when you don't do it? I'm starting to miss it. I was indulging a little bit over the holidays. Wasn't keeping up with my schedule. And tonight, getting back into the workout routine, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then do a little sauna session. But Jay, do you have any, is there any particular reason why you'd hesitate to do a bunch of steam sauna sessions? I don't see any trouble with it, as long as, check in with your body, make sure you feel good, make sure you stay hydrated. Electrolytes, magnesium, potassium if you need it. Who else popped in here? Say hello. Can't see your name unless you put something in the chat. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Missing the sauna live sessions. Also missing my sauna sessions in the evenings. So trying to get back on track here. We've probably got about 13 minutes before this device overheats. So if you have questions, if you have comments, you want to say hello, Happy New Year. Thanks to you and your videos. I'm going to do a Steam starting the new year. Don't wait, man. Do it now. Do it today. No better time like no time like the present. But yeah, whatever works for you. If that fits your... Merry Christmas, Paul. How are you? Good to see you guys. Good to see all the familiar faces. Happy New Year to everybody. But I'd get on it, Jay. Definitely do it. Do it. The more, the better. If you find that 2 days in a row, you wake up and you're a little tired, almost like you did heavy squats or something, and your body is not enough recovery time before the next workout, it's kind of the same thing. Just back off a little bit. Just listen to your body. You'll be fine. Let's see where those go. Chet says, feel good. Hoping you had a good Christmas and New Year. Same to you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, I got to do some more live streams. Gonna be offline for a little bit, but I got to set up like a weekly live stream and be on a schedule, so that way it'll be easy. Wish waiting for the Go Town on Amazon. Okay, good deal, Jay. I think you'll like it. It'll make you sweat quick. What's a good mix to restore electrolytes after sauna? Water with a pinch of Himalayan salt. Depends on what you need, Felipe. There's no one size fits all. For people that are really dehydrated, liquid IV is okay. There's post-workout supplements like Hydrometo if you want some other stuff thrown in. There are general electrolyte supplements like, trying to think of a different brand that I like that's just electrolytes. I like some natural organic stuff. It just depends on if you're into synthetics or not. But, there's all of that stuff will work for you. If you get really dehydrated, obviously you want to take it a little bit more serious. But anytime, Jay, if you have other questions, throw them in the chat. We probably got 11 minutes left. Chris is doing good, Chet. Saw Chris over the holidays. Doing well. I think he's also missing the sauna session. So we're going to try to do something a little bit more frequently, at least once a week, maybe twice a week. Get him some sauna sessions, get back on the lives, and do a few other things. But it'll probably be a week or so before I get it set up. Paul says, tried Bikram yoga. It was great. Have you ever tried it? I have. Hot yoga is awesome. It can be really challenging to hold a pose while there's a river of sweat dripping off your nose. It depends on how hot the place is that you go to. But I've been to some really relaxing places that are kind of like, zen you out, sort of meditative. And then I've also been to like fitness Bikram yoga where they're really, really pushing you. And that is intense. You're basically laying in a pool of your own sweat by the end, which is good, rather interesting. But let's see, what other questions? If you guys are just popping in, it's an impromptu live. If you have questions, you want to say Happy New Year, just say hello. I can't see who you are unless you pop in the live chat. So if you have a question, comment, anything, looks like there's a couple people with questions. We've got 10 minutes left. I'm not going to stay long. This device is going to overheat. Jay says, tried the Grow Tent and Sauna Bulbs by Ruby. Couldn't get a sweat going, so I went closer to the bulbs. When I came out, my chest looked like I had a sunburn. Jay, are you doing that yourself? Are you following the DIY sauna guide? Or I can't remember, are you following something that I sent you privately? What are you doing? What size is the tent? Where are the bulbs at? You should sweat fine at a 20-inch, 24-inch distance from the bulbs if you have the enclosure set up correctly. If you're doing like a homegrown thing, I can't remember. I'll wait for you to comment. Are you doing what's in the DIY sauna course that I put together, or are you doing something else? DIY YouTube videos? There's a lot of DIY YouTube videos. Is it the ones where there's like a shelf, like they get a metal shelf and they clip them on there, and they sit in the shower and then kind of like have a makeshift enclosure? Live and learn, brother. Yeah, I know. I've done them all. So I know exactly what you mean. My first iteration, actually, I don't know how to show that to you guys, but if you go to cleverleverage.com, my lifestyle blog, and you just do a search for the little search bar in the top right hand corner and type in DIY sauna, if you see the pictures of the very first iteration of that thing that I built in 2017, you'll laugh. It's like the DIY stuff that you see on YouTube. And it's basically like a pole with some lamps on it and me trying to sit in the shower and do this thing. And it failed miserably, but it got me started. But anyway, to answer your question, if you get an enclosure that has Reflectix in it or some type of insulation, even if it's just a baseline enclosure that you made out of aluminum foil or something, I'm being very rudimentary, and then you throw a blanket over it so that it actually holds the heat, reflects the heat, and keeps it in, you really shouldn't have to be that close to the bulbs. The bulbs are scorching hot, several 100-degree surface temperature, so getting close to them is not something that you want to do. I'm not surprised that you have what resembles a sunburn. I would not recommend doing that. If you want, go to cleverleverage.com, use the contact page, and I'll send you a private video if you'd like of what I do or a couple of the setups that worked well, if you'd like, Jay. Paul says, agreed, felt like I sweated more than the average person because of regular saunas that I have earlier on instead of sweating. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're a regular sweater, or if you're a regular sweater, I feel like I'm at an ugly sweater party that I missed this year because I had a cold. But if you're a regular, if you're accustomed, if you're well seasoned to sauna use or sweating or whatever, yeah, you'll have a much better time at Bikram. You'll basically sweat as soon as you walk in the door. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Jay says, what do you think about the grow tents with the Steam Sauna Steamer? It depends on what you're looking for, Jay. It works fine. They can work, but the stuff that you already have, can work too. Like I said, use the contact page on Clever Leverage. Send me an email and I'll send you something if you don't already have it. and show you what I do. It works pretty good. If you go back through the 30 for 30 sauna challenge, there should be a playlist for it, Jay. There's one night where I'm in the DIY sauna, and I mean, I'm sweating buckets. All you need is the right setup. It's pretty simple too. It's not a, I just can't show it to you here, and I'm on the phone, so I can't give you, I can't put links in the chat. I just can't type, but I'm happy to email it to you. Gliskov says, what do you think about combo sauna? I love the idea of the combo saunas, Gliskov, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but the last one that I looked into required 220, and it also had a switchable power supply. So you have to pick on the day that you're going to use the sauna. Do you want infrared or do you want dry electric or steam? So what I would like is a sauna that you can use both, together. I'm sure that's asking a lot. That's probably asking for a 30 or 40 amp, 240 volt or 220 line or setup, much like a large outdoor barrel sauna. I don't know if it exists. It's just not practical for what I'm doing or to install like in a house. So until then, or until my environment changes, I probably won't have one. Let's see. Vahid says, hi all, Merry Christmas. Or Merry Chris. You talking to Chris or are you saying Christmas? Is the NIF 250 watt bulb that's red technically red light therapy? A little bit. It's not isolated red light therapy. So the the output that you get compared to a full body panel PVMT light that is a dedicated resonated, or not resonant, it's isolated at a specific frequency. I mean, that's going to have more red light therapy. Do I have Instagram? I do, Jay, but I don't really use it. It's a dead account. It's just to reserve my name, a couple other things. The only thing that I do is YouTube, and now YouTube kind of has the post thing to, it's basically like Instagram. All I have to do is take a picture and upload it to my YouTube account, and then it shows it with my little profile thing. So I'm not too motivated to use Instagram, but if you're on there, or if I should be putting pictures on there of something that you want to see, let me know. Who was that? I hate it when these things disappear. Johnson Videos. That's an interesting name. What kind of videos do you make, Johnson? If I was at the computer, I could click on your channel and look, but I'm on a little mobile and I can't. What kind of stuff do you do? Or is it just a name? New to your channel, what's a sauna you use yourself? Well, right now I'm in a Radiant Health E3H, which is a 2-person corner sauna. Usually I'm in a Radiant Health E2, E2H, which is a 2-person 15 amp sauna. Those are my preference if given the choice. What else do we have on here? Hem of his garment. That's an interesting name too. Where are these names coming from? Tell me about you guys? How do you guys come up with the names? Is this is that video game related, or am I totally off with that? Let's go with the chromotherapy lights. What do they actually do? I have a clear light sanctuary too. Chromotherapy lights, I mean, in my opinion, it's just colored light. Like, there's not therapeutic output to them. So if you're a person that resonates with blue lights or green lights or, yellow lights or whatever, and that makes you feel a certain way, hey, great. Is there, a lot of companies out there that sell this idea, and some sauna companies even make you pay extra to get chromotherapy. But generally, the output is nothing like a PVMT panel. So just because the light's red doesn't mean you're getting red light therapy. It's basically like some $2 LEDs. But sorry if that's not the explanation that you were hoping for. A lot of times people get upset with me because they've already bought something. I noticed you said you have a clear light sanctuary too. But how do you like it, by the way? It should work pretty well. Forget about the chromotherapy part, but the sauna itself. Mr. Tully, how are you? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Just saw your live stream pop up on my channels. Yeah, I was just going to do a placeholder. I'm doing a sauna session and some VOC testing for myself tonight, Mr. Tully. I was in another sauna and I got some really high readings, so I wanted to compare it to one of my babies that I use all the time because I'm so familiar with them. And accidentally hit the go live now instead of go live in an hour. Was going to do it at the desk just for 5 minutes or so. On the mobile device tonight, I'm guessing we have about 5 or 6 minutes until this overheats. So anything you want to throw in the chat and do it now. Jay says, I'm Celebrity Barber in the Bay Area. That's why my YouTube name is that. Happy New Year, bro. Great videos and live ones. Thanks, Jay. Good to see you. I'll have to check you out. I'll go back through on the replay and I'll find you on Instagram or on YouTube. I'll check out your videos. Do you have haircut videos on there? Are you doing like styles and designs and things? Hem of his garment. Book of Matthew, with the woman with the issue of blood was healed by touching the hem of his garment. I'm detoxing from gadolinium toxicity using Dan's protocol. Love my sauna, by the way. Awesome. That's where I've seen that before. Okay. I knew I'd seen hem of his garment before. Man, if I skip a week or two, I start to forget where you guys come from. But I remember that now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. How are you doing on the GAD stuff too, by the way? Is it working pretty good for you? I know it's kind of slow going in the beginning. Mr. Tully, just got my carbon filter, using it in the DIY tonight. I've had my DIY for 3 weeks. The smell is way down. Have you VOC tested the DIY? No, but it's on my list now. After finding these readings in one of those other saunas, I'm definitely going to try it. I don't expect it to be great, but I think I got a carbon filter with the fan too that fits in the grommet hole, or whatever you want to call it, the round elastic thingy. And I'm going to try that also and see if it's too much airflow to still get a sweat. It should be pretty cool, but I will check that out. Mostly IG, Jay says. Unknown Jester, happy holidays, Matt. Just hopped in. Which sauna am I in right now? I'm in a Radiant Health corner sauna. It's a 2-person. The model number is an E3H. Don't know if I can really show you anything with this mount. I really can't. It just goes side to side, or else it'll there's other videos on YouTube though of the corner sauna. Happy New Year to you as well. Good to see you guys. New to YouTube, love the YouTube family. So do I really miss it. Hope you guys are doing great. How's everybody's holiday going so far? Any other sauna questions, guys? We're going on 14 minutes. I guess we have 3 or 4 minutes before this thing overheats. So if there's anything you want to say before it shuts itself off, let me know. Let's see. Well, it's interesting. The protocol is great. You can tell it's making the GAD mad. GAD mad, that's awesome. But it's also making it mad, so it increases a lot of symptoms. Yeah, I can totally understand that. I'm sure Dan's working with you on binders. Make sure you're, hitting that stuff at the right timing of the day. Do you monitor muscle to fat ratios and how saunas affect that? I don't, Paul. I'm still a little bit overweight, not because of, the sauna use or anything like that, just from lifestyle choices over the wintertime. I was doing great, getting back on track for the new year until a few weeks ago. Caught a cold and I just kind of broke my habits, but getting back into my routine. In 2021, I'm going to start measuring a lot more stuff. Also going to get back on my own protocol of, vibe plate, rebounder, trampoline, exercise, sauna, all the stuff that I normally do. Let's see. Mr. Tully says, putting the carbon filter on the ground, freestanding so it circulates the air. Email you a photo. Awesome. Yeah, I want to try, Mr. Tully, I want to try some fresh air supply. Like if we can actually exchange the air inside the tent. I know some people won't like that because then it's going to take the smelly, sweaty air and put it into the room that the tent is in. But you could actually get a fresh air supply without wearing a snorkel. Hopefully you find that as funny as I do. How does the VOC meter work? It measures total VOCs, and it also is checking for formaldehyde. So, for instance, in the sauna that I was just in, we had a TVOC measurement of 5. It was maxing out the meter, and then we were 2 on the formaldehyde, which is a little alarming. And I thought maybe there was something weird about either my environment or that particular sauna. So I wanted to come in here and take the same sweaty ass towels that I used for my sauna session in that one and bring everything in here and make sure it was identical and see what I get. And then accidentally hit the live, and here we are. Hey Dan, how are you? Happy New Year. Good to see you. Amy says, do you know what temperature the cabin of the DIY sauna gets to? I don't, Amy. I really wouldn't worry about it. The temperature is hot enough to where there is sweat dripping off of your eyeballs. So it's hot enough. But no, I haven't measured it yet. There's a bunch of stuff that we're going to do to the DIY, like VOC, some carbon filters. Like I was just talking to Mr. Tully about, do some fresh air supply exchange, see what all that stuff does, see if it makes it ineffective. Might be too cold at that point, but it's hot enough. This was an accidental live, Dan. I was gonna hit a placeholder thing for later. I was just doing a sauna session on my own, doing some VOCs testing for just for myself, checking out some products, and yeah, Here we are. Mr. Tully says, I understand fresh air. The snorkel works great without losing the heat. My sneaks over and my kid sneaks over and plugs up the snorkel. That's pretty funny. I mean, you can't really blame them for messing with you. Do they get up on a chair and try to see you because the little window is too high? There's really no way to see in that thing without... Amy says, I don't sweat even in a sauna. What's wrong with me? What should I do? That's a hard question to answer, Amy. Could you be... I mean, you got to give me some details. Have you gone back through some of the other sauna videos? Have you tried putting your feet in hot water for 5 minutes while a sauna is preheating before you even get in? Tells your nervous system that, hey, it's go time. That works for a lot of people. I would try something like that. I would make sure that you're not dehydrated. I'd make sure that you don't have any other, health complications that could be potentially contributing to that. And, we could go from there. You just need a little bit more details or need a little bit more specifics. Let's see. Johnson Video says, you work with computers. Do you make anything off the Bitcoin? No, I haven't invested in Bitcoin. I was thinking about it, but I might actually throw some money into, what do you call it? The dollar-backed stable coins, because some of the interest rates for savings accounts blow the stuff in the US out of the water. Just a little skittish because I don't know, there's basically like no recourse, right? So if you put, throw some money in there, even though it seems like you're making a little bit if you're holding cash, it doesn't make me feel very comfortable because I'm not that familiar with the DeFi stuff and some of the BlockFi. Does VOCs register glues only? No, Paul. It's total organic, or total organic solids. This particular meter that I'm running right now has a formaldehyde detection thing in it. The other meter is mostly focused on, how would I show it to you? Like number of particles, the total particles, and then it's also giving you like a total air quality indicator or indication, like reading. And it's checking the whole environment to see like what are the breathable solids in here. Not perfect. These meters aren't like, pro grade. They're probably a few $100. They're not like $4,000. So they're not the most reliable thing, but what they're really good for is A/Bing stuff. So in the sauna that I was using earlier tonight where I got really high readings, it's easy for me to come into here and say, okay, that other sauna was reading, super sky high. How does it compare to this? Because we're in the same air environment in the same building. You can't go from building to building without recalibrating the air quality monitor. And that's basically what I was doing tonight. Mr. Tully, she is too short to look in the window, 6 years old. She makes fun of me. She loves the sauna cap. I got it for Christmas. She wears it around the house. That's awesome. Glad you guys are having fun with it. Plus, you're kind of incorporating, heat therapy into the family's mind. So that'll be cool. Wait till the next big crash. Agreed, Johnson. Amy says, try the hot water. Thanks. Been watching a lot of your videos. Glad to finally catch you live. Good to see you, Amy. Happy New Year. If there's something I can do to help you, just let me know. Just need, it's very difficult to, without knowing somebody, to just say, oh yeah, do this. But there's tons of stuff that I or other people in the chat can help you with. Happy New Year, Hemaviz Garment. Finishing up my second session for the night. God bless. Have a good night. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Second session for the night. You're doing 2 sauna sessions in one night? Wowzers. Oh, you mean your second session of the protocol. Okay. Got it. So it's going on 23 minutes now, guys. Let me see how hot this thing is getting. I got you, Dan. Yeah, I said it earlier. I just forgot. Makes sense. How hot is this thing? Read an article, don't sweat in a sauna. I read an article saying that if you don't sweat in a sauna that you're very toxic. Well, that can be true. But if that is true, what is going to serve you better? Scaring the hell out of you? And just assuming that that's the problem and that your body can't handle whatever it needs to handle? Or taking an objective point of view, trying to get more details, and making a reasonable assessment of what you could do to try to sweat better? So I think the latter serves people much better. I try not to be a proponent of fear where I don't think it is suitable. And I would encourage you to take on the same mindset so that you're solution focused. Instead of thinking, oh my God, there's something wrong with me because I'm not sweating, something that would serve you and others better is, okay, I'm not sweating. How can I sweat better? Ask better questions. What can I do to improve this situation? What's the, you know what I mean? Like, I think you'll get a better outcome doing that than the like fear-based slash inadequacy type of mindset or approach. So, and for me too, I like, I like more details. If we're going to make an assessment or a recommendation, I would definitely recommend, uh, you know, getting a better idea of the whole picture and then thinking about it for a little bit. So, are you short on magnesium, potassium? Are you short on electrolytes? Do you have mineral deficiencies? Have you had heavy metal exposure? Have you ingested large amounts of pesticides? Have you grown up at a plant nursery like I did and you were around fertilizers and used to play in planting beds your entire childhood? These things can make a huge difference, but let's try to be positive about it, right? Like I like to believe that there's always a way out. And I think that's a better way to go about it, Amy. If you're cool with it. If not, you can hate me and beat me with a 2x4 later. Don't go to Home Depot and be picking up any lumber. Johnson, do you have a rough idea of their cheaper models start at? Which ones, Johnson? The Radiant Health? I think they're about $3,000 for the smaller one. But I don't know. You would have to call. I don't know if that includes shipping or whatever. Vahid says you need more hydration, activate your sweat glands via spicy food and exercise. Long-term process, i.e. takes maybe months to train your body. Yeah, Vahid, are you talking about Amy? Good suggestions. We didn't, she didn't really provide enough details to really say anything. But, for some people it's slow going. They don't sweat at all when they first do a sauna session. They don't have any heat tolerance. They can't tolerate more than 5 to 15 minutes of a sauna session. But that's okay, right? Like they work up to it. They get their body hydrated. They do this, they do that. And they start sweating a little bit, and then it becomes, more accustomed, or their body becomes more accustomed to it. They get their minerals in order. They get everything else going right. Whoa, where are all these coming from? And then it's kind of like an exponential curve, right? Like not much is happening, bang-o. And then they're off and running. Amy says, I'm not a hater. Dan says, liked. Johnson says, yeah, the one man's D. I don't know what you mean, Johnson. Mr. Tully said, seems like you have a lot more energy than when you finished the 30 for 30. You must have a relaxing week. Question, when did you do your metals tests before you started saunas? Yeah, the first one was before saunas, Mr. Tully. I've had several since then. Which metal test are you talking about? If you're talking about the hair mineral analysis, that, there's a lot of misconceptions about that. I have my own beliefs about it after doing it for myself. And I would recommend that people don't base their entire life or what they believe about their own toxicity and all this stuff off of an HMT test, because you could either be dumping or not. So you could actually have a body burden of heavy metals and aren't actually getting rid of any at the time or the last 6 months that you take one of those tests. You can have mineral imbalances that could indicate that. But without carefully going through those things, and I'm speaking from experience. Maybe I should say it a different way. When I first went to a heavy metal doctor, wow. When I first went to a functional medicine doctor, I didn't know what a hair mineral analysis was. I didn't know what mineral levels were. I didn't know that an imbalance can indicate that you had, a particular type of metal stored somewhere in your body. I didn't know that, mercury could leach into your body from fillings that I had since I was a boy. All this stuff, right? And so when somebody comes out with a test and you're not well versed in it, it's like, oh, you have high levels. Unless somebody is really, really trained in that can really scare people more than it should. Because just because you have high levels for the last 6 months, maybe your body's just getting rid of stuff. That's why companies like Quicksilver Scientific or others come out with a mercury test. They try to pair up like the urine, blood, and hair. I don't think anyone is doing like the challenge, non-challenge testing, like in a test, but basically, they try to give you the most accurate results as possible. There's still margin for error in that. Your body still goes through phases where it's dumping or it's holding. And that's just my personal opinion, but probably more than you wanted to know. I just know that when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm toxic, or oh my God, I have this, or I have that. And I just think that doesn't serve folks. very well, because it didn't serve me. It put me into fear. The practitioner wasn't super experienced with what to do next. And the procedure was just use a sauna and take alpha lipoic acid, 300 milligrams once or twice a day. That's a bad idea, by the way. I know this now. Mr. Tully, Radiant Health Sauna has $3K for the smallest with a discount. Quite a wait, though. Yeah, everything is sold out, I think. Amy says, here's some details. In mid-30s, in good shape, no medications. I tolerate heat very well. I exercise regularly. Love spicy food. What else? Probably need more hydration. I eat strict paleo 3 years, but not a huge drinker. I'm not thirsty usually. And there you go. Paleo, like somewhat keto, low carb, don't drink very much. Is your body like, what's that book that Paul Chek was talking about a while back? It's something about your body's cries for water or something. I would look into that. I'm not sure. How's your salt? You eat strict paleo. You don't do carbs. Doesn't sound like you're drinking a lot. I don't know. When you say you're not a huge drinker, Amy, are you saying you don't drink water regularly? Or you don't like the sauce that we should be having in these saunas? The Swedes, they drink vodka in their sauna sessions. That's why the shot glass thing goes in there. Mr. Tully, your answer is exactly what I'm thinking. Timing of the test could give you vastly different results. Just wanted to hear your take on it. Thank you for your thoughts. The reason why I said all that, Mr. Tully, is because that's exactly what happened to me, right? I would get a hair mineral analysis test. I had to do all this stuff. I started going and renting sauna sessions. I would, take these supplements. I would do this. I would do that, and blah, blah, blah. I go back for a hair mineral analysis again. And, the levels would go down when they should go up, and the levels would go up when they should go down. Come on. So in my opinion, it doesn't mean that hair mineral analysis is not beneficial. If you understand how to assess the actual minerals, and, Andy Cutler used to do this, which I still don't think is 100%. But if you understand how to take all those into account as indicators, but not as gospel, I think it's very beneficial and useful. What I don't like is that somebody comes in, they do one hair mineral analysis test with no history, no background, no nothing. You start taking supplements and you check it, and that basis is supposed to mean, like, it's supposed to be the end all be all. And I just don't think that's accurate. I think people are doing protocols when maybe they shouldn't be. Not keto, lots of veggies. I like salt a lot. I don't drink a lot of water. Come on, Amy. Seriously? We're going to give you a little tough love here. You don't sweat well. You don't drink water, and you want a sauna, and you want to have good sweating sessions. What is missing? Come on. Mid-30s, in shape, good diet, good head on your shoulders. If you can articulate this in a live YouTube chat, let's go. We're going to beat on you a little bit. I think you need it. You need to get the fluids up. I would recommend, if you're going to do a surge of fluid intake, pair it with electrolytes so that you're not dumping salt and things like that. Try the feet in the hot water, but it sounds like you need about a week's worth of hydration. If you're not drinking a gallon of water a day and you haven't been drinking water for 3 years on your daily diet or your paleo diet, I mean, come on. Johnson says, I'm in Canada. Might buy a cheap one-man sauna from Jasper Spas for around 1,600 Canadian. It says the EMF is below 1. Cool, Johnson. Don't know what it is. Never heard of it. Hope you like it. Amy, smiley face. It's Odysseus? How do you say that, Odysseus? Or how you doing? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Mr. Tully, order a urine test from Dan today. I'm going to take it a day or two in a detoxification protocol. I think that will give me an idea of what I'm dumping. We'll talk with Dan more about this. Well, that's totally different, Mr. Tully. I mean, you're on a protocol, which is, excreting stuff, and you're on a very specific supplement regimen. And there's a particular routine of what those will look like, and Dan's going to know that. So that's very different than the explanation that I described, where I go to a functional medicine doctor one time, and in my judgment, maybe she was green when it came to some of this stuff. But doing a specific detox protocol that's repeatable over hundreds or thousands of patients is a completely different scenario, because then you have data to work with, and you also have a data set to compare. You'll be in much better hands that way. Recently discovered your channel. Let me say it's so underrated. Love your dedication and enthusiasm. Well, thank you. Odysseus? However you say it. Let's see. Tyler says, looking great, Matt. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Cooper Cuddy, happy holidays. What's the best way to clean your sauna? Damp cloth. You can use a light vinegar solution if you want to, but really just a damp cloth is all you need. Cooper Cuddy. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. 35 minutes, guys. Going to go ahead and log off in just a couple seconds. This is getting pretty hot. I've got the door open, trying to prolong this as long as possible, but it's time to go. Any other last questions? Hi, Christian. How are you? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Anybody else have any last questions before I go? We've got another 2 or 3 minutes here, and then I'm going to hop off. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Impromptu live tonight, doing a little VOC testing in a bunch of different saunas. Getting a sauna session in for myself, saying hi to you guys, answering a couple questions, trying to make some stubborn women drink some damn water. Hopefully, I've never seen Amy before, but hopefully she takes this the right way. Talking to Mr. Tully. Take it easy. Good to see you in old school. Sauna live chat. See you on Wednesday in Doc Station Live. You can make it. Yes, sir. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Good to see you, Mr. Tully. It sounds like you're doing good too. I think you're on the right track. Christian, do you go fully naked in the saunas or just shorts or something? When I do live streams, Christian, I always wear shorts in case the tripod falls off the glass. Just because the YouTube requires now that you make videos either kid-friendly or not kid-friendly. And if you do anything to violate that terms of service, that's not a good situation. Plus, but when I do sessions by myself, I'm not wearing clothes. Question, are you going to shave tomorrow morning? I don't know, Dan. What kind of question is that? Are you sure you're in the right live chat? Are you on the right video? What the hell? Am I going to shave? I feel like this was supposed to be a text message for somebody else and they accidentally clicked on YouTube. But I like how it breaks up I like how it breaks things up. I don't know if you're serious. Dan, I stopped shaving with a razor probably a couple of years ago because I found this beard trimmer that's pretty close and I don't get any razor burn from it at all. I have sensitive skin on my neck where the hair grows like an opposite way on one side, it grows up. And if you don't turn the razor around, and I don't shave well left-handed, at least with a safety razor anyway, without cutting myself, if you're being serious, I think you're just screwing around. But are you going to shave tomorrow, Dan? The things I get into on these live chats, I mean, you have something in mind, you come on here, try to keep it professional, not going to happen. I was denying to know if you were going to shave. What the hell? Am I missing this? Is this a 2020? Is this one of those 2020 meme things going around? Like from the quarantine? I haven't seen it. Like, dun, 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 dun. Jesus. Aye. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna over and out on that note. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Hopefully everyone is doing well. If I didn't get to your question or you have questions, use the contact form on the website cleverleverage.com. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope your holiday is great. Hope everyone that is getting their sauna sessions in is doing awesome. If you need help with anything, just go ahead and comment on this YouTube video as soon as it goes up for replay. Usually takes an hour or two. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great night, guys. Good to see everybody.